A diamond battery made from nuclear waste could last more than 5,000 years. Diamond produces a charge when placed next to a radioactive source. There are no moving parts, no emissions, and no maintenance is needed. Scientists believe a battery built in 2016 could last until the year 7746. Because the radioactive source is encased safely within diamond, the hardest known substance, it would be safe to use, say the researchers. Scientists have discovered a way to convert nuclear waste into radioactive black diamond batteries which last more than 5,000 years. Researchers at the University of Bristol have found a means of creating a battery capable of generating clean electricity for 5 millennia, or as long as human civilization has existed. Scientists found that by heating graphite blocks, used to house uranium rods in nuclear reactors, much of the radioactive carbon is given off as a gas. This can then be gathered and turned into radioactive diamonds using a high-temperature chemical reaction, in which carbon atoms are left on the surface in small, dark-colored diamond crystals. As it's said, a diamond lasts forever. So why not transform that diamond into a super long-lasting battery? That's the idea behind a new technique developed by University of Bristol researchers that transforms nuclear waste into diamond form. These radioactive diamonds are capable of generating their own electrical current, and since the half-life of their radioactive material lasts for thousands of years, so does the power source. When you think of radioactive diamonds, you're probably more likely to imagine some sort of elaborate Cold War assassination plot from a James Bond movie than you are to think of a battery. At the very least, it sounds like an extremely pricey method for the rich and famous to keep their smartphones charged. But the technique has a less nefarious, less highfalutin application too, transforming leftover nuclear waste into clean energy. There are no moving parts involved, no emissions generated and no maintenance required, just direct electricity generation. By encapsulating radioactive material inside diamonds, we turn a long-term problem of nuclear waste into a nuclear-powered battery and a long-term supply of clean energy, explained Tom Scott, professor in materials at the University of Bristol, in a press release. How it works. The man-made diamond produces a charge simply by being placed in close proximity to a radioactive source. There are no moving parts and no emissions involved and no maintenance is needed. The researchers created a prototype diamond battery using radioactive isotope nickel-63 as the radiation source. They are now working on improving the efficiency of the battery. To do this, they are using carbon-14, a radioactive version of carbon, which is generated in graphite blocks used to moderate the reaction in nuclear power plants. The carbon-14 is concentrated at the surface of these blocks, making it possible to process it to remove the majority of the radioactive material. The extracted carbon-14 is then incorporated into a diamond to produce a nuclear-powered battery.